What is up, boys? I have a new YouTube free pick video for the divisional round this upcoming weekend, and I have three picks for the Saturday slate, which is the Texans and Chiefs in the morning and afternoon, and then Detroit and the Commanders in the evening. So these are going to be some really good games. I'm super excited for this divisional round. And guys, there's only a couple more weeks till the NFL season is over, right? We got divisional week, we got the conference championship weekend, which is next weekend. Then we have a week, just a break week for the Pro Bowl, that is. And then we have the Super Bowl. So there's not too much time left to make money on the NFL. So make sure to lock in all your slips. Make sure to manage your units correctly. And we can make a lot of money to end off this really profitable season moving into the NBA season. So I'm super excited. And my goal with the channel moving forward, I want to keep posting daily long form content, and I'm going to look to transition more into NBA picks. So if you watch the NBA, if you bet on the NBA, I'm going to be doing daily picks every single day, and especially when the playoffs come around, it's going to get really, really fun. So just stay tuned for that once the NFL season ends. But for now, let's get right into the three picks that I have for the Saturday slate. Starting off with John Mechie over 3.5 receptions. This is a really underrated play in my opinion. It's, I believe, at even odds. I think that's what the payout is. And the Chiefs look defensively, and I think their game plan this weekend is going to be to shut down Nico Collins, right? They already have a really good front seven, so getting the ball going with Joe Mixon is probably going to be hard. But for their weapons, I think that their goal is shut down Nico Collins, and they are going to do this by playing a lot of too high shell coverage. That's what they've done a ton this season. And they also got Jalen Warren, I believe that's what his name is, their cornerback, back from injury. He's been out since week 7. And of course, they have Trent McDuffie already. And the Chiefs, the one thing with playing too high shell coverage is you're going to prevent the big plays, but you're going to give up a lot of plays underneath. And they actually give up the 5th most fantasy points to the slot position this season. And guess who really plays the slot a ton ever since Diggs and Tank Dell went down? It's been John Mechie. He's been playing the slot a ton, racking up a lot of targets in the slot. He had 8 targets last week versus the Chargers, and they really didn't need to throw the ball a ton. So I think in a game where they're probably down for most of the game, unless the Kansas City offense really falls apart, which I don't think it does. So they're probably down a lot this game. I think that Mechie's going to get a ton of looks, and I think his catch line is really, really good value. So good that even if it gets bumped up to 4.5, or if you want a higher payout, you could even go with that. I really think he's going to have a big game. He's the wide receiver I'm targeting on that Houston offense. Then moving into the second play, Jaden Daniels over 50 rush yards. The Lions play a ton of man coverage. That's been their kind of their game plan, especially on third downs and key situations, because their ideology is our corners are better than your wide receivers, and our pass rush is going to get there. And that has worked a lot this season, but the one guy who it has not worked against, or teams who are man heavy that is, has been Jaden Daniels. For example, when the Commanders played Cleveland earlier this season, Jaden Daniels went off against them. He had multiple long yard carries against them. So he's been really good at exploiting that versus man coverage. So again, I think 50 rush yards is pretty low, especially considering, again, they're going to be down in this game most likely. So they're going to have to be in a lot of drop back situations, and that's where Daniels gets his best scrambling opportunities. I would not be surprised if he broke one for 20, 25 yards and picked up the rest on his usual 6 to 7 carries per game. So take that play. And then the last play is Samaje Perine over 10 receiving yards. I already put it in one of the lays earlier this week, which was the long shot lay, but I just love this play, guys. This play is pure money for me. Over 10 receiving yards. And I just want to show you real quick. This is how good he's been, right? If you go on here, he's over in 82% of games on the season. Like, that's just a ridiculous hit rate. And again, he's only gone under this in 3 games all year. And against Houston, he had his season high, which was 50 yards and on 3 catches. So he's getting a good volume, and he's being able to pick up chunk yardage on his catches, and that's the most important thing. So again, there's Pacheco, there's Kareem Hunt, but they only play first and second down. On third down, Pirine comes in the game. He's the best pass catcher out of those three. He's going to be able to get 10 yards, right? It might be first play of the game, or not first play of the game. It might be first drive of the game, or it might be last drive of the game. He's going to get his 10 yards. I have no doubt. That's why I'm running this on a second three-man, which is this. So make sure to lock that in for all your plays. I really, really like the value. And again, guys, I already mentioned it, but the NFL season is coming to an end soon. So a lot of these apps are going to be throwing crazy discounts at you. Crazy discounted squares, lots of free money and free promos. And a couple of my favorite apps that I've been using recently are Chalkboard. They just introduced this new update where you can actually cash out. So again, for example, for this play, the KC Houston game is at 1:30. So let's say Mechie and Pirine cash in. You can then cash out and not wait for Jaden Daniels to go over. He will. But let's say you don't feel as confident with that. You can just cash out and take your profit. It's a really cool feature, and Chalkboard is the first and only app right now to offer that feature. So you got to take advantage. And they'll also give you a 100% deposit match. All you got to do is use code DOLLARS. They'll also give you a Jared Goff or Lamar Jackson free square. So all they need is half a yard. They've gotten that in every single game of their career. So that's free bread right there. And Sleeper's doing a similar promo, $500 deposit match, code DOLLARS. They'll give you a Lamar or Jared Goff free square. And they're also doing this special promo where for your first $5 entry, you'll get $55 in free entries to play with. So again, they're just giving you opportunities after opportunity to just cash in on these plays. So it's free bread. And then finally, Betr Picks. They're going to give you that free square and a $500, I believe, deposit match. It's either $250 or $500. Regardless, that's free money for you. And again, for all three of these apps, all you got to do is use code DOLLARS. And if you are able to manage your money correctly and just lock in these plays that I'm giving you, you're going to make profit guaranteed. Again, this play right here is going to turn $10 into 55 or 60. Depends when you lock in this play because the payout can change just a little bit as the week progresses. But regardless, this is not just like 2 times your money. And we're also not going for 20x your money on every play, right? So in between the 4 to 6 range is where you're really going to make profit, in my opinion. So lock in this play. I will be posting 2 more videos and 2 more plays